Welcome back to another episode of Convos with Your Mom's Favorites with hosts Moe and Greg. I am Mo.
I'm Greg.
And we are back with another episode for the people.
All right, let's do it.
Uncle G, how are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Likewise.
And we are going to keep the applause going because you just celebrated a birthday.
Yeah, I am. I am officially an OG now.
All right. I can dig it. I can dig it.
I saw a guy on my birthday, and I was walking down the street, and he said, "What's up, OG?" And I was like, "Dang, I'm an OG.
You're an OG now." That comes with some weight.
You know that's right.
That comes with some weight.
Yeah. I and that's the way I took it. I said, you know what? That comes with some weight because everybody don't get to be an OG.
No, not everybody gets there. So, kudos to you for making it. But your birthday was good?
Yeah, it was good, man. We went out, hung out for a while, went to church. We went to dinner. Went to one of our favorite restaurants. One of our favorite restaurants, and we had a good dinner. Had a nice time. Good. It was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
It was a bit warm.
I know. That's why we wasn't doing too much. After we finished dinner, we went home, turned on some air, and just chilled for the rest of the day.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that was okay by me because, like I said, that weather was too much, too soon.
Agreed.
So I wasn't trying to be out there in it. But yep, it was good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. But you also said that you saw Doctor Strange.
Yes, I did. Finally got to see it. I saw it last week, so everything is still kind of like fresh in my head.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that.
Yeah, we can.
And, just letting y'all know, this will probably be another Marvel podcast. We'll probably do it back to back because we can finally talk about it. And It's great because I've been, like I said, I'm going to send them all to you now that I know that you've seen them.
Yeah. Now you can load me up with the memes.
I have a bunch of them waiting. And I only didn't send them because I didn't know whether or not you had actually seen the movie.
Okay.
So, but yes, Doctor Strange. What a movie.
Yeah. Great movie. Sam Raimi, excellent job. And it was interesting because it was like kept defined. It was almost like somebody had even said it. They said it was like a superhero horror movie.
Yes,
it had that kind of vibe. So it was good. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Cumberbatch was incredible.
All of them.
Yeah, they were all incredible.
No, I meant all of the Cumberbatch.
All the Cumberbatch. That which was really interesting because he had to play the same character but in different ways. And it was, but he did it. He did his thing, man. He did his thing. I thought Elizabeth Olsen.
Yes, she did really good.
Was incredible. Her performance was incredible. And I look at it now and compare it to when the first time you saw her on the screen, and this was like light years different. She was absolutely. She did that.
I said it when I left the theater that I have more respect for her character now than I did going into this movie.
Yeah.
Like before I saw it, I have more respect for her now than going into it.
I thought about you while I was watching it because there was the first scene was it when they showed, not the first scene that they showed her, but when they showed her, there was this one scene. I think this this was the scene where they show her in the multiverse, and she's with the boys. And when she walks onto the camera, they start playing the theme to Wanda Vision, which I know was not one of your favorites.
Right. Agreed.
I was like, oh heck, that's the Wanda Vision song, but that mess was incredible.
It was
The whole thing. I enjoyed the story. I'm still trying to figure out. I still didn't really. I kind of got it, didn't get it, but I'm still trying to figure it out. Maybe if I see it again, I'll get a better understanding. The character America
Chavez.
Yes. I'm like, okay, all right. She's in the movie, and I know she has a purpose in the movie because of the fact that she can travel the multiverse. but it's like I'm still trying to figure out what they're going to do with her in the future.
Right.
You know, I'm still trying to figure that part out. You know, because again, the multiverse again is going to have a big influence on the next, probably the next in this next phase. So it's like, okay, you're here, but all right, what
now?
Yeah, what are they going to do with you now? You know, so again, I enjoyed her though. She was a pretty good.
She was good.
She was a good character, and again, diversity and all that stuff. So you know, it was good. You know, young Hispanic girl, it was good. You know, so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed her performance. But again, I'm just trying to figure out where that's going to figure in the next.
Right, because again, you don't really want or need to just, you know.
Don't.
You don't need to travel the multiverse just regularly.
The scenes were incredible, especially the one scene where her and Doctor Strange, they first went into the multiverse and they were going through the various versions of the multiverse.
Yes.
And they were just turning into and I'm sitting there like, they really did that. That was a really good scene.
Yeah, and I always kind of hate movies like that.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that no, stop here.
Yeah.
Stop here.
Because
for a little bit.
There was the one scene where they turned into paint. And I was like, did they just turn into paint?
They turned into paint.
And then later on she talks about it and she says, because he asked us, did we turn into paint? She said, yeah. She said, you don't want to go into that. She said, you don't want to go into that particular world.
And I'm like, and I'm sitting in the theater. I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah, I was like, I do. I want to see. I want to see
it.
I want to see what that was like.
I would like to see it.
Yeah. She was like, nah.
So please, you know.
Yeah. I said that.
Stop here.
Stop here for a minute.
Stop here for a minute.
I was like, they just turned into paint. I was like, so that meant there's a multiverse somewhere where everybody is made out of paint. I was like, okay.
And I need to see more of that. And we're not going to.
Yeah, nah. But it was just fun.
It would be fun, though, if they did something with it.
Yeah.
It could be a Marvel short.
Yeah, maybe. All right, you guys you heard it first here.
Cut me my money.
Yeah, you heard it first here. If you decide to do Doctor Strange in the paint world, you heard it here.
Heard it here first.
That's right.
But yeah, Wong was brilliant as usual.
As usual. I did not. The first time I saw, Wong, I did not like the character, but he kind of grew on me. By the end of the first Doctor Strange, he had grown on me, and so I ended up liking him, and so I've been able to really get into that character, and you know why? And for me, it was because in the comic books, Wong was more subservient to Doctor Strange. He was more like the typical, I hate to use this word, houseboy.
Okay.
He was more like Doctor Strange's butler.
Oh, he was like Alfred.
Yeah, kind of like he was the one who brought Doctor Strange his tea. Matter of fact, he had, if any, he had very little mystical abilities at all. He was just the one who took care of Doctor Strange's physical needs.
He got an upgrade in the MCU.
Oh God, yeah, he got a big upgrade. And I don't remember a time in the comics where he ever became a sorcerer at all, much less the Sorcerer Supreme. And so just to hear, when they had initially said that, I was like, oh, that's a big change. He's like, okay, that's a big change. That's
go Wong.
Yeah. I said, okay.
Go Wong.
I said, okay, I can go with that. I can go with it.
Because they're back and forth.
Yeah.
The banter between them.
Awesome. I loved it.
It's great. And I think that's one of Marvel's better features in like their movies. Mm-hmm. Just the different dynamics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how, for the most part, everyone plays well together.
Yes, definitely. Him and Scarlet Witch had some really good lines together. There was one line where he was first trying to recruit her in and to get her to help him, and she said, and she was kind of like reticent about the whole thing because she already knew what she wanted to do.
Right.
And so she's and talking about messing around with the multiverse. She said, you do it and they'll call you a hero. She said, I did that, and they labeled me a villain. I was like, oh, wow. She didn't say anything. She didn't wait for it. She just kind of just looked at him like, what's up with that? It came like that. What's up with that look? I was like, yeah, that is true.
It's a valid point.
That's a valid point.
That was a valid point.
That was a valid point. He said, answer her.
Like, what do you got to say about that?
What you got to say about that?
Because she's making points.
She made a valid point. She said, I did that, and they labeled me a villain.
Now, her whole end goal was a little off.
Yeah, but again, remember we have talked about Wanda Vision before, but I had told you before, but when they first did the whole series of Wanda Vision, I was like, that was one of the most tragic stories for me in the MCU, because here it was, the only thing she wanted was just to be normal, not normal, or normal in the sense of having a husband and having children,
yes,
and to have that always being denied her, and then to find out that you have the power to warp reality and get what you want. And the struggle with that, all right, but I could warp reality to get what I want, but at what cost?
Right.
Because again, the cost was big. The cost was really big.
And then even to find out, by the way, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
You're going to hear a lot of spoilers.
If you haven't seen Doctor Strange, just stop listening right now.
You might,
Just stop listening right now. But to find out that in other universes, you get what you want.
You got that. You got exactly what you wanted.
And then to even find out that you are the only universe that didn't get what you want. Because she even said that. She was like, in the multiverse, and every other version of Wanda gets her kids.
Yep, she got what she wanted.
But her.
Yeah. And here it is. She has the power to get that. And it's like, and so and so she's almost like posing the question, maybe I don't think she really said it, but she was like, why wouldn't I do that? This is what I want. And I got the power to get it.
So I'm going to do it.
This is why she said, because her whole focus was that I want my boys. I want my boys. I want my boys. I want my boys. She said, that's all I want. She said, and again, unfortunately, because of the fact that she wanted it so strongly, she really didn't care. She stopped caring about what she had to do to get it.
Yeah.
Or I don't think, maybe she didn't think it all the way through, because Doctor Strange had even posed it to her at one point. He said, or no, it was either Doctor Strange or America. I'm not sure which one posed it to her. They were like, but if you get what you want, then what about the Wanda whose place that you're going to take?
Right.
He said, well, what about her? And she kind of like didn't answer the question.
No.
But she was already, but the thing was, in order for her to get what she wanted, she would have to go there and replace
the Wanda that was there.
The Wanda that was there.
Yeah.
So that meant the person who had who already had that was going to have to be pushed out of the picture so that she could have it. And so the question would also be then, now, is that fair
to her?
To her. Because you're going to go and steal from her the thing that you wanted, but what about her? Is what she wanted too.
Right.
So that part was again, like I said, so this whole thing, and even in the comic books, that was always a tragic story, because that was the thing that drove her crazy. And she kind of like had lost it in the comics, because when she finally realized that her children were not real.
Yeah.
When she finally realized, and they finally I think it was Doctor Strange and some of the other Avengers finally got her to understand that those children are not real. They are all a product of your ability to. And when she finally realized that, that she had altered reality and these children were not real and they were not going to, and they were going to be taken away from her. And that was why she fought against the Avengers, because the Avengers was like, you got to stop, you got to stop, you got to stop. And she was like, no, this is what I want.
Exactly. And it's dope because WandaVision, the one thing WandaVision was good for, and once I found that out, that's kind of where they were headed, and even in this movie, they did a great job of showing the different stages of grief.
Yeah.
Because that's all WandaVision, and even her attempts in this movie, that's all it is.
She was dealing with
grieving.
Yeah. She was grieving. And she had not even got to the point where she was dealing with the grief of her losing the vision. Because again, in WandaVision, she dealt with that. Now, in this one, she had to deal with the fact that now not only is he gone, now I don't even have my children.
Right.
And only to find out that I could have that, but there are some things that I would have to do to get it that I probably shouldn't do.
But honestly, when you think about it, it's wrong.
Yeah,
it's wrong.
At the bottom, at the end of it all, it's wrong. It was wrong.
But I get it.
Yeah, it's like you kind of understand, because you think about if you were in that situation, and here it was, you could have the thing that was taken away from you, and you could get it back. You might have to do some things that would be questionable, but would you still do it? So there was a big moral dilemma there, because of the fact that, here it is, you're a hero. You're supposed to be a quote unquote hero. And now but in order for you to get this, you're going to have to do some things that would make you seem less than heroic, that people are going to vilify you for.
Yes.
And the thing is, do you still do it? And so that was a big struggle, and it was a struggle for her, because she could have just said, you know what, the heck with all y'all, I'm just going to go get it done, stay out of my way. Yeah. And Doctor Strange was like, no, I can't.
And I even like that parallel, her to Strange, even mentioning the grief and getting done what we need to get done, to even if basically it's the ends justifying the means.
Yeah. Do the ends justify
the means. And even for both Wanda and Strange, because you said you missed like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So you caught the tail end of the dream where he was trying to kill her.
Yes.
So even that in and of itself, like the fact that Strange was willing to kill her to avoid someone else getting her power.
Yep. It's like, do the ends
justify the means. And I think it's dope how they play that parallel, and even which goes back to Wanda's statement, because you do it, you're a hero.
You're a hero.
I do it, and I'm the villain. And that line in and of itself was crazy.
Yeah, that was a good line.
But then she just adds more salt in the wound and says, that doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, that's what she told him.
She said, that doesn't seem fair.
That doesn't seem fair. And just kind of like,
when you look at it, she's not wrong.
She wasn't wrong.
And again, going back to one of the things I love about Marvel villains, they sit you down and you're like, she's got a point.
Yeah. You go back to Black Panther, Killmonger.
Guy was,
you understood his point.
You understood his point.
You understood his point.
Thanos.
You understand his point. You understand why he was doing what he was doing.
Especially when he takes you to his home planet.
Yeah.
You get it.
You get it.
You understand.
And you're like, but do the ends
justify the means.
Going the old SpiderMan line, with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
So just because you have all this power and can do all these things, does that mean that you should do it?
Jeff Goldblum said it.
Yeah.
Just because you can. That doesn't always mean you should.
Yeah. And it's because and it's really interesting because there was so much psychological stuff because you also see there's a very fine line between being the hero
and being the villain.
It's just all a matter of perspective.
That's all it is. And I will even quote an even wilder movie, Deadpool, because I recently watched that the other day because it's one of my favorite movies. Colossus tells Deadpool right before he goes to kill Wade Francis at the end. He tells him 4 or 5 choices. That's what makes a hero.
Wow.
He said in those pivotal moments he was like, that's what makes you become a hero or a villain. 4 or 5 choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just shown throughout the entire MCU is the choices you make.
Yeah. Going and when you said that, the line that came to my head was from going to DC, just jumping over to DC for a minute. Batman, The Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Where the Joker told him, said, "You're just one bad day from becoming me." And so that was what the whole focus of The Killing Joke was that the Joker was he was trying to push Batman over the edge. So because he was literally saying, "You are just one bad day."
One day.
Just one. Not several, but you were just one bad day. One bad if I can push you over the edge just in one day, give you enough stuff to grieve over, take enough stuff away from you, enough personal stuff away from you. He said, "You'll become me."
And I think that's just, it's super profound when it comes to superheroes and supervillains.
Yeah.
That's literally all it is.
All it is. It's just a matter of the choices that you made and what pushed you to those choices.
And I think that's dope because even though they're like superhumans, human is still attached to it.
Exactly. They are still human beings, and they're subject to human emotions.
Yes.
So it's like it's really, and to watch her go through all of that, go through the various stages of grief, and then having to make decisions based upon the fact that my heart wants this. This is what my heart wants.
Right.
But morally, I know I shouldn't do it. But this is what my heart wants. And I got the power to get it. Why shouldn't I have it?
Why shouldn't I have it?
I've done this. I've done so much for the world, quote unquote, the world already. Why shouldn't I be happy? There's like a lot of stuff. And that whole thing, like I said, that made the whole, even in the comic books, that made the whole, for me, it always made her story so tragic because here it was, she just wanted to be happy.
And I mean, you saved the world multiple times.
Yeah.
Don't you think? If there's anyone who deserves to be happy,
it's me.
And even in this movie, the question kept being asked, are you happy?
Yeah. Yep.
And then Doctor Strange, because it kept getting asked to Doctor Strange, and he said yes a couple of times. But then when he got asked the last time, he said, "Nah, but I'm getting there."
Yeah. Like
he was finally able to say, I'm not happy right now.
Happy. No.
I'm not happy right now.
He said, in other words, like, and he was struggling kind of like with the same thing she was struggling with, because here it starts out with the woman that he loves was getting ready to get married, was getting married in his reality to someone else. Matter of fact, when he finally meets her in the other reality, he even asks her, "Why don't you come back with me?" Because again, he finally realizes that he's in love with her, but the her he was in love with has gotten married somebody else. So, but here it is, but I can have
what I
want if I can bring her back.
Yep.
And she was smart enough to say, nah,
we can't do that.
We can't do that.
She thought about it.
Yeah, she thought about it for a second. Because she had him in her reality.
Yes.
And she thought about it, but then she was the wiser of the two and said, nah. Nah,
we won't do that.
Nah, we can't do that.
We can't do that.
But it was that was incredible, and they did an incredible job with it. Right up, and then it was like what finally pushed, and it was kind of sad too. You know, spoiler alert: if you have not seen the movie, you might want to.
Listen, I already said if you just might want to
skip this episode.
Skip this episode
because what happens at what happens at the end when she's still trying to get America's powers. Yes. She's still trying to take America, and America says at one point, and so here it is. She's trying to get America's power, and I didn't get it at first. And America looks at I think it was Doctor Strange, and she says to him, "You know what? I'm going to give her what she wants." And I thought that meant she was going to give her power. But no, she said, I'm going to give her what I'm going to allow her to go into this reality. I'm going to give her what she wanted. Because I guess in some way in the back of her mind, she probably figured if I give her what she wants, she's going to see that, just because you could get it doesn't mean.
Yeah, and I thought that was great because it showed the final. I don't know the stages offhand, but I do know that the final stage of grief is acceptance.
Yeah. And she finally accepted.
So in her giving her what she wants, it allowed her to accept the fact that I can't have it.
I can't have it. I mean,
and even that scene was it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was. It was really, really heartbreaking because you're sitting there and you see her and you see that the boys reject her.
Yeah, because again, they're not hers.
You're not. Yeah.
You're not their mom.
You're not their mother. You look like her.
And
you can do some of the stuff she can do, but you are not the person who has been with them since they were born.
Right.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting. It was definitely interesting. It just made her story even more tragic. And so you kind of understand why she ends up doing what she does at the end, and she could not live with the grief and what she had done. Now, is she gone?
I hope not.
I hope not.
I hope not.
I hope not. And because in the MCU, nobody really dies. So there's always a chance somebody could come that they could bring you back.
And I didn't think she had to do that anyway.
Yeah,
you could have just destroyed the building, but you didn't have to stay.
Yeah, and that's why I said you should. But I thought about something, and my son pointed it out to me also. He said, "But remember when the building finally caved in on her? You saw this flash of Scarlet power go out." Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, maybe she shifted her essence to someplace else.
I hope so.
And then she'll be back in a future movie.
I hope so.
There was like I said, a lot of stuff that's kind of like you're listening to it and you can kind of like hear setups for other movies.
Yes. Including that end.
What did you see? Oh, we'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a second. What was it? The part I was thinking when he's talking, he first meet, he's just met America and they're sitting in the diner eating.
Yes.
And he mentions SpiderMan. And she was like, "Spider who?" She said, "Is he a man that looks like a spider?" And he's like, No, he's a man who has spider powers. He climbs walls, shoots webs. And she was like,
Out his butt?
And then he's like, well, I don't know.
Right. Because we just assume no.
Yeah.
But
the thing about that is that you would, when he did the spell in the Spider-Man movie to wipe the memory of Spider-Man out of it, so he still remembers.
Which is one thing I've always questioned because he said at the end of Spider-Man, he said, "I see around." And it was kind of like he was like,
You're right. Like
he was like, "But I won't remember you either."
Yeah. Yeah.
So they never really made clear.
Yeah, whether or not he was not going. Because when he said that, I was like, wait a minute. Nobody is supposed to know.
Nobody. So I'm like, that's supposed to have never happened. So even Wanda, who referenced Strange doing something with the multiverse,
Yeah.
should have had no knowledge that took place ever in life.
Exactly. You know, these little plot holes.
This goes back to my previous episode.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Again, I was going to bring this up.
I thought about that. What you had said in the previous episode too. I was like, okay, I see what he's talking about.
You see?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Because even that scene, I'm like, he shouldn't have a recollection.
Yeah.
Neither should Wong.
Yeah.
Of Spider-Man.
But then I thought about it too. I said, this is what I thought about. I said, oh wow. Because she didn't remember Raimi. She didn't know who Spider-Man was either, America. And so I'm thinking, I said, so he wiped out the memory of Spider-Man, not just here in this reality, but in all the multiverse.
The whole thing.
In all, I was like, wow, that's pretty gangster.
Right.
It was like,
that's a strong dude.
That's really gangster. It's like he wiped out his memory in all the reality. So nobody anywhere. And so then I was talking to Greg about it, and we was talking about that, and I said, I said, that's interesting. I said, so it's almost like Spider-Man, or just jump into to Peter Parker right now. He gets to decide now what he wants to do.
Yes.
Because he's technically still Spider-Man, and he knows who he is.
Yep.
But it's like, wait a minute. Now I have I have a chance to redo this, to really figure some stuff out. Do I want to keep doing this, or do I want to just be normal? Because where now before everybody knew who I was, now nobody knows. I could go back. I could literally just be. So I guess that'll be the big struggle for him in the next movie.
Whether or not to be Spider-Man.
To be Spider-Man. Does the world need a Spider-Man? Can I just go on and live my life, go to college, and and get a good job somewhere, and be a regular quote unquote person?
Though this was explored a little.
Where?
Spider-Man 2.
Really?
Yeah. The Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. The Sam Raimi.
Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He kind of explored that, when his powers started acting up, he was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm done.
I'm done. And it's like,
it was a great movie.
Yeah, a great movie. It's really interesting. I'll be really interested to see what they'll do to bring him back, because something's going to happen. Something is going to happen that's going to make him come back. He's going to think that only. But I think whatever happens in the future, he'll play it close to the vest, and because it was like that was one of the problems I had with him.
Okay.
In this particular incarnation of Spider-Man, is that he was being too casual with his other identity. He was like, oh yeah, people, and he was just being too casual and not being as secretive or trying to keep it under wraps as most people would have, because it was like too many people was guessing who he was.
Well, I mean, when your mentor is Tony Stark,
yeah.
Who came out and was just like, you know what?
I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
And
you could tell they had that, like,
there was some
that father-son relationship kind of. So he was just like, you know what? I mean, if he could do it.
But it didn't play out well for him.
No, it didn't.
Because again, he started losing. It cost him too much.
I mean, it didn't play out well for Tony either.
Yeah.
And that third movie that we don't really, discuss a lot.
No.
It didn't play out well for him either.
And so it was like, all right.
The lesson he was supposed to learn in that aspect, Peter didn't learn.
No.
Because I saw there was a post that, that just showed how Tony improved and how he just like improved Peter. Because it said Tony got lost in the first Iron Man. So Peter's suit got a tracking device.
Okay.
Rhodey fell from the sky. Peter's suit got a parachute.
Okay.
And Iron Man 3, when he got lost up in the north and it was really cold, Peter's suit got a heater. So he's kind of, he's learning.
Yeah.
From, and speaking of which, quick pivot. Did you see that thread that's going around about how it's a continuity error, but the world has not taken it as a continuity error?
Okay, what is it?
In Iron Man 3, there's a guy holding a phone to Tony Stark as he's talking, like as he's telling the Mandarin, like as he's giving his address. There's a guy holding a phone, and when you first pan to Tony, the guy has a flip phone, and then you pan away, and then it pans back, and the guy now has a smartphone in his hand.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Same guy.
Same guy.
Okay.
But his phone has, like, he went from a flip phone to a smartphone, and instead of just calling it out as the continuity error it is, people are saying that the phone upgraded itself in Tony Stark's presence.
Why would the phone upgrade itself?
Because he's Tony Stark. And he's Iron Man, and just the technology he creates. The phone saw it was Tony Stark. and upgraded itself.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
And I was like, huh. I mean, it's out there, but I'm not mad at it.
No, it's
I'm not mad at it.
And that's even for people who even noticed, because I didn't.
No, I didn't notice.
But and I'm gonna tell you why I probably didn't, because I've only seen that movie with the Mandarin.
Yes,
I've only watched it once. I just cannot.
I like it only because all of the suits, and I wish I saw more of
the
different suits.
That is the only good part. That, for me, that was the only good part of the whole movie. But it was we've talked about that too. I just had a big problem with what they did with the character of the Mandarin and all that stuff. So I've watched that movie one time and I've never watched it again. And there are two in the whole Marvel universe. There are only two movies that I have never watched after the first time. I watched them first time only because of the continuity thing and that they were doing, and that's Thor, the Dark
World.
The Dark World. I've only watched that one time, and Iron Man 3. I've only seen those two. I watched them once because I did not like either. I wasn't crazy about either of them. Thor, the Dark World thing, I don't even really remember a whole lot about that one.
I recently watched that only because I started watching the MCU in chronological order.
Oh, you're doing that now?
Yes.
That's my my summer project. And it's funny you said that. I literally was laying in bed this morning and I was thinking, I said, you know what I'm gonna do this summer? I'm gonna get a listing of, we can find it anywhere.
It's on Disney Plus. Yeah. It is they literally have them in order in chronological order on Disney Plus.
I am going to watch the whole that in chronological order and see how that would feel to watch them, because again, you would think that Iron Man would be the first one, but it's not. No. If you watch it in chronological order. The first one would be Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah. So I literally just thought about that this morning. I said, you know what? I'm going to watch all of them in chronological order just so I can get that whole kind of experience.
I'm up to, where am I at now? Black Panther.
Really? Oh, wow. Yeah. So you've been going in.
You've
been going in. All right. So I'm going to start maybe today. Now, going back to Iron Man. Going back to Doctor Strange.
Well, I mean, you could count Iron Man 2 as one of the cameos we thought we were going to get, but didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept looking for that, and I kept saying, well, maybe I missed it. Because it was there's a lot going on in this movie. I said, nah, I wouldn't have missed Iron Man.
No.
I said, I wouldn't. And it was supposed to be
Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I said, what did that end up on the cutting? Did you read anything about it?
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen anything about it.
I haven't seen anything about it other than the fact that it was just it was never really confirmed. It was always just highly speculated
that this was going to happen.
That was going to happen. So,
and I kept looking for it. And I was like, well, maybe I missed something. But okay. So you didn't see it either?
No.
Okay, good. All right. No. All right. then it wasn't. It probably wasn't.
It wasn't there. And I think Iron Man is too big a character for it to be a fly and you miss it.
Yeah, if you
like a blink and you miss it,
you miss it kind of thing. And then to have him be played by Tom Cruise, it's like, oh, yeah, that's too much. That would have been too big not to exploit. Not to like really put it in your face. Like that. What'd you think about the Illuminati?
I was here for it.
Yeah.
Whole scene, beginning to end.
Also, that was incredible.
My mind was like,
that was crazy. My son had saw the movie before. Greg saw the movie before I did. And so he came home. He's like, I can't even talk to you about it because you haven't seen it yet. I said, nope. I said, so he said, but he kept telling me, he said, oh God, he said, there's one scene you're going to love. You're going to love. You're going to love. And I was like, he didn't know that I already knew about the Illuminati scene. He didn't know because Greg will not. He said, if it's a movie that I really want to kind of like really get the whole experience, he said, I will not watch trailers. He said, I will not watch trailers. He said, I won't read anything about it. He said, when I go see it, I just want everything to just like be in the face.
Right.
And so he said, when that scene came up, he came home and he was like, he said, oh, there's one scene in the movie you are going to absolutely love. And I was like, oh, see, I already knew about the Illuminati, so I didn't think he was talking about that. I was looking at, there were some other scenes that I was really surprised about and I really enjoyed. And I thought he was talking about that. He's like, no. He said, the Illuminati scene. I said, oh yeah. He said, man, I was geeking out in the theater when they showed that. He said, especially when Professor X came out.
In the OG wheelchair.
And wait. And then when he made his entrance, they played the theme music.
It was so great.
I was like, oh no, they're really milking this. They are. They are really milking.
And I'm so sick of them teasing the X-Men in the MCU. Please just pull the trigger.
Yeah, do it. Stop.
Just pull the trigger already.
Yeah, exactly. Stop telling me you're gonna shoot. Just shoot. And then do.
But that was so cool, man.
That was incredible. I was like, I'm sitting there, and he's coming out real slow, and then there's a. I was like,
I lost it. Like, the only thing I wish was that I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah. That would have made it more special. That if you had not known, he was like, and my son, like I said, he knew nothing. So
yes,
he said he was like, and he's a big Inhumans fan. He said so when he saw Black Bolt, he said he was like, oh. And then when they actually they showed Black Bolt using his powers. He said he was like. He's like, all right, they got to do the Inhumans now. He said they got to do the Inhumans, not like they did on television.
No, don't learn from that.
Don't do that again.
Don't do that again. But
yeah, he said they got to do the Inhumans. He said because that was incredible.
Oh, it was incredible. Even Black Captain Marvel. I wasn't mad at that at all. That was.
But you see what happens. And I'm interested. I'm really, because again, they're pulling people in from, I guess, from different. This is a different reality. In the comic books, there was a Black Captain Marvel.
Oh, that's great.
There was a Black Captain Marvel. See, but she didn't. They didn't get rid of the character, but they changed her name, so she didn't stay Captain Marvel for long.
Okay.
They changed her name to Photon, but when she first came out, she was Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
she was Captain Marvel.
That was cool.
Yeah,
and even the fact that like the suit color wasn't the same.
Yeah, yep.
And of course, John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
I kept looking at him. I didn't know that was him. I kept looking. I was like, I know that guy. I couldn't remember who he was. And when me and my son was talking about it, he said that was John Krasinski. I was like, Oh, that's who that was.
Yes.
Okay.
That was, and
All right.
I just want to know.
He's got to play.
He has to.
He's got to play. He's got to play that role.
Absolutely.
He's got to play. He's got to do the role.
And shout out to whoever started the thread. Somebody knew something. That guy needs a check. Because before we even knew anything about, like, before this movie was announced, before, like, plans or anything, somebody posted a picture. And it was Photoshopped, of course, but it was John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic.
I saw that picture. And I was like,
like, I could see that.
I could see that. Yeah.
And then it happened, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. I even enjoyed seeing, because I'm never been whatchamacallit?
Captain Carter?
Captain Carter. Yeah. I even enjoyed
that was cool.
That was cool. That was cool.
Even though he said he's done, I don't know. I don't think he said he's done, but I would love just to see, a movie. It could be like just
a one-off or something like that.
Just one-off where, the two of them, where like she comes into like the multiverses like collide. Yeah. And then she's there and you've got Captain Carter and Captain America.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And the two of them just going ham with the shields.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
She did that. She was real. Even it was a short scene, but she was good. She was good.
The one problem I had with that scene, right? Is how quickly Wanda defeated Captain Marvel. Well, no, there were a couple problems I had.
Okay.
One, my problem was Reed Richards telling her what Black Bolt could do.
Okay.
For him to be that smart, what he should have said was, Black Bolt knows how to get your kids.
Okay.
Let him whisper it in your ear.
That would have been gangster.
Black Bolt knows how to get your kids. Yeah. Let him whisper it in your ear.
Wow.
And then he goes and boom. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Problem solved right there.
Movie would have been over.
Problem solved.
Or at least getting her out of that particular Wanda's body.
Yes.
That would have been solved.
That would have been solved.
That would have been done. Wow.
But another problem I had was Captain Marvel is literally an Infinity Stone.
Wow. Okay.
Why did that fight not go like 30 rounds?
Yeah. She should have been a little bit,
Because it said Wanda had powers. But Wanda had power. You learned in Wanda Vision that she did have powers before she was experimented on.
Yeah.
But her powers weren't what they were until she got exposed to the Infinity Stone.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So if her powers only are what they are because of the Infinity Stone, and Captain Marvel literally got her powers directly from it, like they both got their powers the same way, basically. Why was that fight not more even?
Yeah. Wanda kind of like took her out
She took her out real quick. Everybody else I get.
And again, I guess the big thing was that she was supposed to win. She was,
and I get that.
But
make it challenging at least.
Yeah. And they, that scene I think was basically just put in the movie for a really dramatic effect and to
that was fan service.
Oh yeah, that
whole scene was fan service. It was fan service.
It was total fan service. It was, oh my God. Even the way she killed Black Bolt, and she said, and what was it that he said to her?
He said that he could kill, with one word from his mouth, he could kill you.
And she said, what mouth? And all of a sudden his mouth. But I could understand that, but the part, what happened next just totally took me out, because then it's like he tried to speak anyway.
Yes, which was dumb.
That was dumb.
Like, you should know yourself by now to know, if you don't have a mouth, shut up.
Yeah. He tried to speak and blew his own brain out. I was like, that's kind of nasty, but it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But It was
that whole scene. It was great though.
That was a great scene.
I'm gonna send it to you later. There's a meme.
Mm-hmm.
It's Captain America with a Chris Evans Captain America, and then it's Sam's Captain America
Together,
okay. And then it's Captain Carter. But you only see like her top half, right? And then the caption is 2.5 captains, like 2.5 men.
Yeah,
2.5 captains. Because I said, I get it because I never understood why Captain America was in some of the fights he was in. Because you are a superhuman, yes, but you going against Thanos?
Yeah, that's a stretch.
That's not really a fight you should be going for.
Yeah.
So Captain Carter, you're superhuman, yes, but going against a witch, you should sit this one out.
Yeah,
like it's perfectly okay to sit this one out.
Cool, fun. A cool line is like she's fighting Wanda, and they're going, and she looks at Wanda and says, "I could do this all night."
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
that's what
like
made me more
fan service.
That was fan service.
Fan service. I was like, okay,
that was fan service.
He's like, I could do this all night. I was like, yeah, okay,
because that's Cap's line.
Yeah, that's his line.
So the fact that that they threw that in there was great, and then again, just the way she died was just so gruesome. The way everybody died was just so gruesome.
Wanda was brutal. But again, here's the thing. She wanted what she wanted so badly that she didn't care.
She didn't care who she had to go through to get it.
She didn't care who she had to do. And she was more than ready and more than willing to take out whoever she had to take out.
Yes.
These were people that she, again, maybe she did not know them in this incarnation, but these were people that she knew.
Yeah.
These were people that she knew or people that stood for something. Maybe she didn't know all of them, like I said, Captain Carter, or maybe I'm sure she might not have known Black Bolt, or she may have heard of Professor X, because even though the X-Men really weren't in the MCU,
they were there.
She may have heard stories about him, but matter of fact, though, in the comic books, she would have known who Professor X was, because again, the one of the biggest groups that the X-Men used to fight all the time was the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Now they don't explore it in the MCU, that's a cinematic MCU,
but Scarlet Witch was there.
Exactly,
Scarlet Witch was there.
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, they were both in the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Yep.
So they fought the X-Men quite often. So she knew she should have known
who he was.
Yeah.
That scene when she killed him.
Oh God, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Oh my goodness. I'm so happy I was like an adult, because that scene right there is just nightmare fuel for kids. That scene was straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Straight out of a horror movie.
She snuck up. Popped his neck.
I said, how do you kill quite literally the strongest mind?
How did you sneak up on him? How did you get behind him and sneak up on him? How'd you do that?
And then they got to stop calling him that.
Calling him what?
The strongest mind.
Okay, yeah.
Because Wanda did it. She snapped him 2.5. He was 0-2 versus Apocalypse.
Yeah.
In that X-Men movie.
Yeah.
He was 0-2. Apocalypse, he had Apocalypse on the ropes, but then Apocalypse said, no. And we're not talking Patrick Stewart, we're talking James McAvoy.
Yeah.
He just, he got trashed in his own mind.
Yeah.
And I'm
right, you're right.
He ragged him.
You're right. Yeah.
He almost killed him if it wasn't for
he almost killed him.
Jean.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm like, why? You can't keep calling that man the most powerful mind when other people with no brain power, who don't really use
or not, definitely not on your level.
Right. when it comes to like brain capabilities.
Yeah.
They are taking you to task.
Yeah.
Like, you should be making quick work of these people, and they are laying you out.
Yeah. And that I got you.
So, but that seems cool. I did wish once he got to the What If Strange, I wish they showed him more.
Okay.
I wish he got more screen time.
Okay.
Because I liked that episode of What If.
That was a good episode.
And I was willing, like, I wanted, because of all of the power that he had, I would have loved to see him versus Wanda.
Yeah.
That would have been a fight.
Interesting. And see, here's the thing. You never know how you with nobody. I mean, I think I knew towards the end of the What If series, but nobody. I don't think did they initially say that this was going to be a big part of the Doctor Strange series.
No, but they did say, all they said was that What If is MCU canon.
Okay. All right. Because I was like, oh, so it's a good thing I watched What If.
Right.
If not, I would have been, they were just adding so much stuff. They even added like Marvel zombies in this thing because, you had like zombie Doctor Strange and stuff. I was like, okay, they are like really.
They added a lot.
They are like really putting a lot of stuff in here. And they are doing a Marvel Zombies movie. That's going to be one. That's one of the movies that they're doing. So I'm like, okay, all right. It's kind of like giving us like a teaser or a lead in to that. What you think about they gave us the at the end,
the mid-credit scene,
the credits. Yeah,
I thought that was good. I was like, it's Charlize Theron.
I did not know.
I love her.
Me too. I love Charlize Theron. It was like I did not know that was her. Greg came in when we finally got to talk about it.
Yeah,
he said, because at first when he saw it, I said, well, I asked him about the cameos. I'm not the cameos, but the end credit scenes. He said, okay. He said, well, one credit scene you could see where it was going to lead into another movie. You could kind of like see. He said, but then there was a secondary credit scene. He said, well, he didn't get it. He said, I didn't know what that was about. He said, I didn't think that had anything to do, but it does. It really does. It has a big part to do with it because with Charlize, and then when they showed the character, I was like, oh heck, I'm in the theater like this. I'm like, oh heck, that's because I knew who the character was. That's Clea. That's the she becomes his love interest.
Okay.
She's from another dimension and she has mystic powers. I don't know if she's not on his level, but she comes from another dimension. So that's why when she came and she said, you've caused what did they call it?
A rift
or convergence or something like that. She said, you've caused it. She said, it's got to be fixed. And so she's like, are you coming with me? And he's like, okay. She turns around and she rips.
Yeah, that scene was cool.
That scene was like, cool. Oh my God.
Now tell me what that the end credit scene, you telling me that got something important?
Yes.
I mentioned it before. Him saying it's over.
There was another credit scene?
At the end. With a guy who he's punching himself. The guy at the Ash.
See, that, you know what? By that point, I thought the scene oh man, I messed up. Because by that point, after they showed the scene with him and Clea, I left.
Oh, so you didn't even see it?
I didn't see that one. I didn't know that. I thought that was it. I thought there was just those two end credit scenes. The one with him where he's walking down the street and all of a sudden
he gets the eye.
Yeah, and the eye comes back in. And then the other scene with her. And I thought that was it.
No.
Okay, so
remember
what happens?
that I told you that the scene that I was talking about in the last pod where I said if that scene has some importance,
yes,
I'm going to fight.
Yeah, okay.
when they get to the world and there's a guy at the pizza bowl stand, how Doctor Strange makes him start like hitting himself.
Yeah, I remember that.
At the end of the movie, he finally stops. It's back to him beating himself up, and then he stops beating himself up and yells, "It's over!" And then that's it, and then it fades to black.
Okay. Now then, I can't see where that would have anything to do.
That's what I was saying. Like that's what I was saying. If that scene has anything to do with anything else later on, we have problems.
Yeah. I got you. Because when you said that, I thought you were talking about, and when I finally saw the movie, I thought you were talking about the scene, because I'm not used to them doing 3, maybe 1, maybe 2 end credit scenes, but I'm usually maybe one end credit scene, two was a stretch, but they've never done 3, so I was not expecting a third one. So after they did the second one, I was like, okay, they're just gonna run some more credits and that's gonna be it, and so I left.
Yeah, no. Because again, that last scene.
Okay, that's the scene you were talking about.
And that's why I said it was very much Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because at the end.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
I remember. Why are you still here?
I remember. Yeah.
What are you still doing here?
Go home. Go home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, does he look at the camera when he says that?
Yes, he looks at the camera and says, "It's over."
Okay.
And then it goes black, and then the screen goes black.
Okay, I'm sure that has nothing to do with anything. I
was upset because I sat and waited for that.
I had not. No, because you couldn't really talk about it because we hadn't seen the movie. Me and Will had not seen the movie yet.
Right.
So, and so you hadn't said exactly what happened, but I thought that the scene with him and Charlize Theron.
Oh no, I knew that was.
I thought that was it. I was like, that's it. All right, I'm going home because I had to go to the bathroom. So I was like, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going home.
Yeah, no, I knew that scene. That's going somewhere.
Yeah.
That was leading us to the next.
Yeah, that's leading us to like the next thing.
Yeah.
Wherever
that's going.
Whether it's going to be a Doctor Strange movie or some other movie down the line, something else down the line.
Yes.
But I didn't know that was Charlize Theron. She looks different every time I see her.
And I love it.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I like that. I like that.
She looks different. And I'm thinking if anybody deserves to be in the MCU,
it's her.
It's her. It is her.
Because the movie she's done her entire career, please, she is a welcomed addition.
Yeah, she is going
to the MCU.
Whatever she does in the next movie is going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible.
But speaking of next movies, have you seen the new Thor trailer?
I didn't watch it. I have not watched it yet. What's it like?
I'm so excited.
Really?
I'm so excited.
I see. I just saw.
As a matter of fact, I tagged you in it on Facebook.
See, I just saw it. I saw that, but I didn't watch. I said, nope, I'm not gonna watch it yet. So I have not watched it yet. But
that movie's gonna be so good.
Really?
If for nothing else, the action scenes. There's a scene. Jane's fighting with Mjolnir. And like we said, it's cracked. She can break it apart and shoot it like it's a weapon.
Get out of here.
And then bring it back together.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow.
That movie, and again, like I said initially, I didn't want to see a whole lot of Jane in this movie. I'm not mad no more.
Really?
I'm not mad no more.
And that was why I'm like I said, I was still kind of like on the fence. I was still kind of on the fence, but it was like, all right, because I'm like, first, I just the girl Thor thing, I just could not get it. I wasn't kind of like feeling that. But after I saw the first trailer, I was like, all right, maybe.
No, they're gonna put in some work.
Really, really, okay.
They're gonna do some work together. And Christian Bale
is in this.
He's the villain.
See, I was just going to ask you, who is the villain?
Christian Bale is the villain.
Who is he? Which villain?
What's his name? I think it starts with like a G. I don't have my phone, so I can't. But Christian Bale is playing the villain. He looks amazing. He's another one who is a welcomed addition to the MCU.
Yeah.
Because he is going to be incredible. That trailer last night, I am still waiting. The day tickets go on sale.
You know what's really funny, right? I'm Googling it, right?
Yes.
And I put on here a villain in, and the first choice it gives me, villain in Thor, Love and Thunder.
Because the extended trailer just came out yesterday.
Gore.
Yes.
The God Butcher.
Yes.
Okay.
He's trying to, the trailer is like, he's like, all the gods care about is themselves, so I'm going to kill them all.
Wow. Okay. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
That's going to be good. That's going to be good.
You get to see more of Russell Crowe as Zeus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have they said anything about Hercules yet?
He says Hercule.
Yeah. Hercules.
So he's he's in it.
Yeah.
You never see they never show an up close. But this movie's gonna be great.
Oh heck.
That movie, yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be real good.
Okay. Now I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Cause he looks, did it show a picture of Christian Bale?
Let me see.
Cause you should maybe not watch the trailer now, but just like the picture of him.
Let me see.
Oh, it's gonna be cool.
Put my glasses on.
It's gonna be great, man. This movie's gonna be awesome. Once I saw, Jane, Mjolnir separate and hit villains.
Whoa.
And then come back. Doesn't he look good?
Yeah.
He looks fantastic.
Make it bigger.
It's gonna be really.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing.
That's the character he's playing.
Yeah.
Wow.
He looks good. This is gonna be a really good movie.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I'm excited now.
Yeah.
I am really excited.
Because when I saw that there was a full length trailer.
That's Christian Bale in the gear, in the makeup. That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering who the villain was gonna be.
Yeah. Christian Bale's playing the Marvel villain.
All right.
It's gonna be great. The moment tickets go on sale, I am purchasing. I'll probably try to do, like I said, that Saturday at noon. If you would like, I can definitely add you.
I would like.
Okay.
I am excited.
I will definitely purchase your ticket as well when the tickets are purchased. The day they go on sale, the hour they go on sale, I am purchasing tickets, and I will definitely make sure your ticket is purchased.
Let me know. It's just keep me posted.
Yes,
so
I will.
I am definitely excited now. I am excited because that's going to be really good.
Really good, and I cannot wait.
And I thought they would have to go some to top Ragnarok, because Ragnarok was incredible.
Yes, it was.
It was incredible. So I'm thinking they would have to go some. So okay, I really did not think that this was going to be a good follow up to Ragnarok. I did not think so. I was like,
I was worried at where they were taking it.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned about it. But now after seeing that and after seeing the initial trailer, I was like, okay,
yeah,
all right.
But also seeing this trailer, and we've mentioned just like a couple pods, and this will be number 3 and the end until I see.
Yeah, by the time we come back, we will have seen it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But seeing Doctor Strange, and seeing the trailer for Thor, makes me even more nervous. And we won't stay here because we've talked about it in depth already.
Yeah.
But seeing the trailers makes me even more nervous for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Once you watch that trailer, I'm so worried for that movie.
Yeah. They have, well, again, with the loss of Chadwick, with the loss of Chadwick and having to restructure the whole movie and rewrite stuff and do all this other stuff, that's already in and of itself has been a challenge.
Yes.
It's going to be that if that movie is going to either blow everybody's socks off,
and I'm hoping
it's that, or it's going to really, really suck.
And I'm not hoping it's that.
I hope it's not that, or it's going, because again, yeah, because they had to do all these, because every time you hear about it, there's rewrites, recasting, this, that. The last thing I read about it was that they're it's going to be a big tribute. A lot of it's going to be a big tribute to Chadwick. Okay,
which is great.
Which is okay. I'm
not mad at it.
I'm cool with that. But the rest of the story better be good.
It better blow me away.
Yeah. Then they were talking about at one point they were saying that this movie was going to introduce Namor, which I'm totally there for.
Yes,
I'm totally there for that. But then I heard that they may not. I'm like, all right, are y'all doing like the SpiderMan thing with this movie again? Probably. Yeah, probably doing it more like the SpiderMan thing. Like, all right, the 3 Spider-Mans are going to be in it. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Yes, they are. No, they're not. Yeah.
Who knows?
So yeah, exactly.
Watch the movie and find out.
Yeah. It was like, go to the movie and you'll see for yourself. Yeah. And so it was kind of like up and down all the time. Same thing with Doctor Strange. When they kept teasing with the Illuminati scenes, they kept saying, you were like, is that Patrick Stewart playing Professor X? Nah. And even he was saying, nope, that wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't me. And
I'm stop believing all of you because you're liars.
Because you're liars.
All liars.
I'll go with with the first thing I hear, because everything else after that is just a cover up for the first thing you hear. It's like, okay. Because he kept saying, even he was saying this stuff. He's like, nope, that's not me. I'm not in the movie. That's not me. But then you heard the voice, and I'm thinking, if that's not you, that surely sounds like your voice.
Hello. There's only one Patrick
Stewart. I'm sorry. It's like,
there are just certain people where the moment you hear them,
it's like,
it's them.
It's them.
There is no disguising your voice.
But again, it's with the Black Panther, I'm really concerned. But I'm hearing, that it's going to be, again, it's going to be a big tribute. A lot of it's going to be a tribute to Chadwick. But again, they said the rest of the story is going to be really good. I'm excited. I'm kind of excited, but I'm concerned because I don't want the second movie, and I'm sure I don't want the second movie to, as with how incredible the first movie was. The second one's gotta be. It's gotta be just as incredible.
Though it does not.
No?
Because we love Thor. First movie.
Yes.
We love Ragnarok.
Yes. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
The Dark World could be left on the sitting room floor. We could forget that movie ever took place.
And I have, because I told you before, I watched it once. I have never. It can be showing it on television, and I can have time. I can have time to even sit and watch it, and I'll say, "Ooh, what else is on?"
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be.
No,
I would like it to be.
I would definitely love it to be, and I would love it to be only because, one, the first one was so incredible, and two, because as a tribute to Chadwick, Boseman, as a tribute.
I would like it to be, but
I would want it to be.
It can. If Thor has taught us nothing else, you can rebound.
Yeah, you can. So
yeah.
And they're bringing back the same cast, same director, writers, and everybody who was involved in the first one. So you would expect it to be. But again, they were going to do that anyway.
Yes.
But then Chadwick
passed. So they had to,
and
kind of rework a lot.
Yeah. And he was the one who held the movie, regardless of what else, he was the one who
made that movie.
He was the one who held the movie together. So it's like, I'm really hoping, even just for his legacy, that they really do something phenomenal.
Yes.
That this movie is as phenomenal as the first one was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Chadwick was huge. Even the first Black Panther, incredible. But Chadwick was huge even when his first appearance was in which movie?
Civil War.
Civil War. He was huge in Civil War. I mean, he was incredible.
Yes, he was.
He was incredible in Civil War. And that only gets you more excited about the when the Black Panther movie came out, because he was like this guy. You were like, this guy.
I even got excited initially when I first heard about it. They were going to do a spinoff show to his What If episode.
Uh-huh.
That was supposed to get an entire series.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
again, he
passed, so we won't get that.
Yeah.
But I would have looked forward to that, because that show, that episode, that was one of my favorite.
That was one of
episodes
my favorites too. Yeah, yeah.
Was him as Star-Lord. That was definitely one of my favorite episodes. So that would have been a nice addition to see in the MCU. But yeah, hopefully it's good.
Yeah. So
hopefully it's entertaining.
And I think by the next time we get back together, I think maybe the boys will have debuted.
Yes.
Also. The boys. Yes. Yeah. So we'll be.
So I don't know about you. I'm trying to take a long sabbatical.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right, because of the heat.
Yeah. I'm trying to take a long sabbatical.
But also then definitely by the time we come back again, we will have seen Thor. We will have the boys.
The boys will probably in its entirety.
In its entirety. Okay. We will be able to talk about that. What else will have come out?
That's right, because we're going on break, y'all.
Will Aquaman have come out?
You know, I have no idea.
I'm talking about by the now. It's coming out this summer.
Yeah,
but will it have come out before we come back?
I mean, we could make it come out before we, not like push it up, but we could definitely wait until after we see that.
I'm a little bit afraid for Aquaman, the second one, only because of the fact that they're making such a big deal about Amber Heard, the Amber Heard thing. They're making such a big deal about that and wanting her to be cut out. So here's the thing, and I just thought about this.
Well, apparently she was.
Yeah, if they're going to cut her out the movie, cut her out the whole movie.
Well, they're not. The plan, believe it or not, I read it this morning.
Uh-huh.
Amber Heard was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But Jason Momoa, and I believe his name is James Wan.
Yeah, yep, that's him, the director.
They fought to keep her in the movie.
Oh, good. You know what? I'm kind of glad that they did.
So, but her role, I'm not, only because that same courtesy and respect was not given to Johnny Depp.
Okay. All right. I get you.
I get you. Accusations came out. Yeah. He got fired from everything.
Yeah. I get you.
So, in an equality sense, now that it's come out that, everything is fine and that the receipts are kind of flipped.
Uh-huh.
And now that it's kind of come out that she's been the one doing the abusing.
Yeah.
If it's good for the goose,
it's good for
it's good for the gander.
I get that. I totally agree with that. I just don't want to see them tamper with the movie, because again, first Aquaman was incredible.
It was
incredible, and and I think it still would have been incredible without her.
Yes.
So if they were not going to put her in the movie, so will we miss her? I hope not. I really hope not. I really hope if they decide to take her out of the whole movie, if they're going to take her out of the movie, well, but you already said they fought to keep her in.
She's still in the movie. They just have drastically diminished her appearances in the movie.
Okay. I just hope that doesn't end up hurting.
Yeah, I just hope that she wasn't, super pivotal in the movie, so that because you've cut her scenes, now the movie doesn't make sense.
Because she was a pivotal character.
Yes,
in the first one, and so I'm wondering all right, I'm like you. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Again, so if they could do that to Johnny Depp, then who I'm not, but I then likewise with her, I just wish it had happened early enough in the movie where this wouldn't be an issue. I mean, the movie is like in the can.
Yes.
Almost ready to be released. And now you got all this stuff going on. Now they've got to go in and recut the movie and possibly cut her out or cut out or lessen her presence in the movie. And so, I just don't want that to screw up
the movie as a whole. And I get that.
Because the rest of the actors were good.
Yeah. And they deserve their shot.
And they deserve that, and any new ones that are coming in, anybody new, they deserve their shot. But I just don't want it to hurt the movie in the sense that it just makes the movie like you're sitting there like, all right, something's missing.
Yeah.
Something is that
this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. That, make it so bad it doesn't make sense. Yeah, because that's crazy. And that I mean, like I said, that whole thing is like, first of all, I'm still wondering why we're even talking about that. Why is that even, still even being talked about at the level it's being talked about again? And I get it because of the culture that we live in now. We live in a cancel.
And it's still in trial.
Huh? Yeah,
still in
that's
trial.
what I'm talking about. The trial. Yeah. It's like, why are we even still talking about this? But again, I get it because of the culture that we live in, and that's and ordinarily it's usually the man that gets the short end of the stick, but only to find out that she had some stuff going on too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That his lawsuit is still taking place.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about too. Yeah. I understand. I get it. I understand all of that, but it's just horrible. I didn't think it would come to the point where fans and other people would start boycotting a movie that hadn't even been released, or even saying that they wanted her removed from the movie. I was like, wow, that's kind of extreme. I said, but the movie's done. It's almost in the can. I said, well, I guess the good thing about it is that we have not seen the movie, so it's not like you really have anything really to compare it with. But if they're going to cut things out of the movie, I hope they're skillful enough with whatever it is they cut to make it to do it and not make it hurt. Not make it hurt the movie. Because again, I loved the first Aquaman. I said that was the undersea version of the Black Panther for me. For me, at least, that was the Black Panther underwater, and that's how much I enjoyed it. And so, I'm really looking forward to the next one, but not if it's going to, you'll be sitting there like, what? What is that? What that made absolutely.
I just needed to make sense.
Yeah,
I just needed to make sense.
I just need it all to make sense. So,
and to keep the same quality that it had before.
Exactly, and to keep the same quality. Because here's the thing. Because the movie would have been good, even the first one would have been good without her. Mira has never been a big part of the DCU. It's like she was Aquaman's girlfriend and who became his wife, but the mother of his child eventually. And she's done some stuff with him and whatnot, but to have her be as big a part of the movie as she was in the first movie, it's like, okay, we could do without the character. They could send her somewhere, do something else with her. But I just hope it makes whatever it is they do. I just hope they make it make sense. Yeah,
that's all it is. So, but we will see.
Yep. So by the time we get back, we should have quite a bit of content to really sink our teeth in.
Yeah.
Sink our teeth into.
Which is great. I like when there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So, but yeah, unless you got more.
Nope. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think I'm good.
But like I said, y'all, we going on break.
Yep.
But like the black people break. We going on break.
So what do they call it? We're on like a little sabbatical.
Yes, we're going on sabbatical.
A summer sabbatical. A summer. It's too. It's too hot.
It's too hot. It's too hot.
That's the kind of sabbatical.
Yeah, it's too hot. So this was season 4. This was season 4.
And we want to thank you guys for your diligence and for being a part of season 4, being a part of this whole experience, for welcoming me into, and thank you. Thank you for welcoming me into your world and allowing us to come into your homes by podcast and now on YouTube. And allowing us to do that. And you guys have been following us. And we just want to thank you. And, we want to continue to invite you to be a part of it. Your comments are your comments are asked for. We'd love to hear from you. Hear what you think. Hear what you don't like. Hear what you like. Hear what you don't like. And as I always say, when I say that, just be nice.
Yeah, because
be nice. It's again.
I'm very reciprocal when it comes to the energy given.
And I try not to be, but I can. I'm
gonna give it back.
The
energy you throwing out,
I can give it back.
I'm gonna catch it and throw it right back.
I would rather not do that. Yeah. Here's the thing. There's so much nastiness going on in the world. We may not agree on everything, and we're not going to be agreeing, but we don't have to be nasty about it.
Right.
That's my thing. We can
properly disagree.
Yeah. And like we always say, if you ever want to come by and be a part of the experience and you've been vaccinated,
that part,
especially that part,
there's room on the couch.
There's always room on the couch. We'll set up another mic and you can come on down and be a part. Some people have already even asked, and I'll talk to you about that later. Some people have already even said that they would like to come and sit in on a session. So that'll probably happen.
Listen,
in the next season.
Yeah, in season 5.
Yeah, season 5. So it'll give you something to look forward to and to consider, if that's something you would like to be a part of.
Let us know.
Please do.
Yeah, we're likable people. But yeah, until the next season.
Until the next season.
We out.
Yes, we out. Enjoy.